be sort of an organization that oversees the reconstruction of Gaza, its transition into a functioning democracy, ensuring that humanitarian aid gets through. But some of the terms and conditions that Trump has created for this board are raising eyebrows around the world. Now, he has invited Canada and Mark Carney to join the board in some capacity. Carney was initially, we were asked about this, was initially receptive to the idea, seems to have kind of cooled a little bit. And part of the reason are the terms and conditions that Trump is applying to this project, this peace board, basically saying that it would be any member country who wants to join it will be required to pay kind of an initiation fee like you would pay at a country club of $1 billion up front. And then Trump would kind of control how that money is used and how it is spent. And Trump would remain as chairman of the peace board, not just for the duration of his presidency, however long that may last, but for life. He would be the chairman for life. And additionally, he's invited some other world leaders that have also caused some concern, including sort of the strongman dictator of Belarus, which is essentially a vassal state now to Russia, and Russian President Vladimir Putin also been put on that board. So obviously Canada has some concerns about this. Listen to what Mark Carney had to say about whether or not he would or would not join the board.
$1 billion. You going to write a check for that?
We would write checks and deliver in kind to improve the welfare of the people of Palestine. But we want to see it delivered direct to those outcomes promoting peace, and so the mechanics and how it works that way.
Now, Trump has said that he would like to see other world leaders who are gathered in Davos sign on to this peace bond. In fact, he's going to have a charter that they'll be able to sign while he is in Switzerland this week. Still unclear, and I'm trying to parse Carney's comments there. Sounds like, yeah, he's willing if there are certain changes, certain guarantees, including, crucially, humanitarian aid getting through to the people in Gaza, because there have been a lot of concerns that Israel is interfering in that process or cutting it off or making it harder for that aid to be delivered to people who need it. Interesting note about that, Carney referring to the nation of Palestine in those comments. I'm not sure if that was a slip. Of course, he was talking about Canada's support for an eventual two-state solution. That is, Israel would coexist with a separate country for the Palestinian people, but that is still much further down the track. He did refer to Palestine, though, as being a place or nation there. So we're going to see whether or not Carney and other European leaders, including Emmanuel Macron, will ultimately sign on to this. Macron initially said this week he wasn't going to do it, and that really made Donald Trump angry. He threatened to impose a 200% tariff on French wine and champagne because Macron says he doesn't want to join the peace board. He also predicted Macron will be gone out of politics pretty soon because he is very unpopular in France and he's facing an election in the next year or so. Will he react in the same way angrily if Mark Carney doesn't decide to agree to pay the $1 billion and join the board? Well, that's something we're going to see in the next couple of days in what is a very fraught, high-pressure situation going on in Switzerland right now amongst these world leaders.